Sarah Edwards was 19 and a senior in high school, and she was driving to work at around 3:30 in the afternoon when a text came in at 3:42. In that moment, she drove on the wrong side of the road and for a split moment and collided with the logging truck and was killed instantly. Ashley Umshed was also 19 when she was typing out a text message to her older sister with the single letter K when her truck skidded off the road and into a ditch, flipped a few times, and she died a few days later. And what's sad about that is that her older sister lives with the regret of having the guilt, knowing that she's the reason why her sister died, because she was the one that sent that text. I am certain that in 2019 we all own cell phones, and we all have a mother, a father, a brother or sister, or someone we love dearly. And we know the importance of how we want to keep our loved ones safe. Imagine the anger you would feel if somebody took someone you love away from you. Imagine a life filled with regret if you were the one responsible for taking someone's life. How badly would you want to take the pain away? Nearly 390,000 injuries occur each year from accidents caused by texting and driving. I want to teach y'all the dangers of texting and driving and prevent ways that you can avoid getting distracted while driving with your phone, and also talk about the consequences that come from texting and driving. We all know how much teens love to send messages, and teen drivers are 4 times more likely than adults to get into car crashes or near crashes when talking or texting on a cell phone. Texting while driving causes a 400% increase in time spent with eyes off the road. So that's equivalent to driving blindfolded for a few seconds. The National Safety Council has reported that cell phone use while driving leads to 1.6 million crashes a year. And because of this, I want to share some ways you can prevent cell phone use while in the car. Ways you can prevent from using your phone in the car would be out of sight, out of mind. If you don't see the phone and you don't hear the phone, then you're less tempted to check on it, and you can go as far as putting the phone in the trunk, and it will just keep you safe on that drive. And there's also a driving app, which is really interesting, because if you download that app and if you're driving faster than 20 miles per hour, it'll automatically put your phone on silent, and it won't notify you if a message were to come in or if a phone call were to come in. And my next tip is for parents. Teach your teens to not text and drive. You're their role model, so set an example and don't text and drive. And if you do see them texting and driving, let them know about the consequences that could happen, and that can be a life or death decision to prevent a collision from happening. Some of the penalties that come from texting and driving can include traffic violations. 48 states have banned texting and driving, Texas being the 47th state to do so. Nearly half of drivers admit to answering their cell phones while driving. That's 48% of drivers have admitted to answering their phone while driving. And a police officer can cite you for texting and driving without any other traffic violations taking place. And texting while driving within the state of Texas can be punishable by a fine of $25 to $99 for first-time offenders, and $100 to $200 if you are a repeated offender. If death or any serious bodily injury were to occur, then there will be a $4,000 fine on top of jail time, depending on the charges that you've committed. Today we learned the dangers of texting and driving and ways we can avoid using our cell phones in the car. And we learned about the consequences that come from just a few seconds that our eyes divert away from the road. So the next time that you feel the urge to check on that message that came in, just ask yourself if it's worth it. Thank you.
you.